Hello YouTube stereo restorers. This isn't my usual place to work. I actually have this table in my garage. I have projects on every work surface around the house this week. Sometimes I have 3-4 different restorations going in my little shop. I want to show you the beautiful faceplate on this TR700 Sansui. I've cleaned it. The ends, which were glued on with I don't know what, were very loose, so they've been siliconed back on, so they're on, like without question. Beautiful faceplate. And I thought I'd talk about the circuit a little bit, the amp. Hey, this thing is intricate, and it's been leading me around a bit. I've got a proper cord on it, instead of the spliced one, and a 1960s Daiwa cord. Sometimes you have parts you don't even know about in your collection. But I actually looked at pictures of this receiver, and this is what it had on it. And there's a double cover switch on this. It's an interlock of sorts. Nothing wrong with that. The main problem I was having was with this power switch here, and I'm glad I fixed it. It's a kind of odd circular design push button, and it was sticking on. You turn it on and it wouldn't release, and it was flickering, which is not good for electronics. So I took it out, cleaned it, burnished it, put a little grease in the right area so it can slide around. I'm glad I did that. The dial string on the other side was very loose. The tensioner wasn't working, the spring was broken, so put a new little spring in there. I do a lot of these little things to get in good shape before I recap. I took the power transistors off the back, and they actually had some kind of dielectric grease on them, which isn't original. So somebody's had those off before. They are Sanken transistors, but I think they're about 20 years into the life of this. They're from the 80s, they're replacements. And I think I may know the tech that did it. Me. Anyway, that's another story. I decided to work on the power supply caps. That's kind of the next thing. But when I fixed up the tuner string, I had some headphones plugged into it, and I was just listening to it, just trying to get an idea which areas to work on first. And this cap here started to vent. So there's two 3000 microfarad caps here that were in cans, which I have restuffed with 3300 microfarad caps. Went from 50 volts to 63, so just up them a little bit. It's really enough. But the one started, I'm sitting here, I just heard this psss sound like, uh-oh. So I quick turned it around, and it's venting out the edge, just where it's crimped on. I'm like, oh, that baby's gonna blow. Click, turned it off. And this is another argument against trying to bring these caps back with a Variac. It just doesn't happen. So I'm glad I fixed the power switch because I could get it off really fast rather than having to reach for the cord. So I pulled them out. Both of them were completely dried out, and the seals are gone. Completely dried out. So I've got some of these work German caps in here. 5,000 hour lifespan, low ESR. So I'm going to get those in from the other side, solder everything back on them. There's a power supply cap here. They're all over the place in this one. There's one there. I'm going to get the whole power section recapped, then do a little test to make sure everything's good. That's one thing I like to do as I go along, is test sections that have been recapped in case you put one in backwards or forgot to solder something. Anyway, just a little update. Thanks for watching and listening.